Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be positive. I mean, after the match, I definitely was struggling in the locker room. Yeah, I think for me, the main thing, I'm sure my team and everyone's going to tell me, like, you did well at Roland Garros. So, like,
What happens when a 20-year-old tennis champion decides she's had enough of being treated disrespectfully on national television? She doesn't discuss it on Twitter. In an interview, she doesn't cry. She brings a $50 million case that has the potential to permanently alter sports media. Most athletes would never dare do what Coco Gauff did. "You crossed the queue, and now you're going to pay for it," she remarked, glancing at one of America's largest sports networks. "And I mean $50 million in accountability when I say pay."
I think being an athlete, people kind of disregard that side of us, the human side of things. And, people say so many things like, number 3 in the world and you're doing this or you're playing like this and you should be better and things like that. But like at the end of the day, like I feel like I've already, if I stopped and didn't pick up a racket tomorrow, I've had a career that so many people would dream.
This has nothing to do with a poor call made during a game. Unfair rankings and tournament drama are not the issue here. This is about a Fox Sports host who believed he could destroy a young woman's career on live air and then pretend nothing had occurred. He was mistaken. Completely incorrect. Since everyone anticipated that Coco would move on and perhaps share something motivational on Instagram, she took the opposite action. Fox Sports is scrambling more than a player running down a drop shot after she collected every clip, word, and hurtful remark and turned it into a legal weapon.
I think I just showed people what it's like to be a human, and I have bad days, but I think it's more about how you get up after those bad moments and how you show up after that. And I think today I showed that I can get up after feeling the worst I've ever felt on the court.
The question is not whether she was entitled to file a lawsuit. Why did it take so long for an athlete to take such a stance? More significantly, what was said by the host that caused such harm that it is currently valued at $50 million in court? This is what happened, and believe me, every detail makes it more powerful. It all began during what ought to have been a standard sports program. While covering the Miami Open, Fox Sports conducted their customary pre-event analysis, dissecting players and matchups. However, one of their hosts made the terrible decision to deviate from the script. He became personal rather than evaluating Coco's performance, serve percentages, or tournament prospects. Quite intimate. He questioned if the media's exaggeration of her achievement was real or not. He said she wasn't mature enough to play professional tennis. The part that truly went too far was when he said that she didn't deserve the praise she had been receiving and that her accomplishments were exaggerated.
But I felt with a new perspective, seeing how the support I've gotten since that moment, just seeing how proud of people are of me regardless of how I do here. So today I felt a lot lighter going on court, and I hope to continue feeling that lightweight for the rest of the time here.
Take a moment to consider that. A grown man chose to openly question whether a Grand Slam champion deserved her victory in front of millions of people on national television. Not her plan, not her backhand technique, and not her athletic merit. Everything was made worse by the way he said it. He seemed to be doing everyone a favor by revealing the truth about Coco Gauff, as evidenced by his arrogant tone and contemptuous demeanor. It wasn't an analysis. Under the pretext of sports commentary, it was a character assassination. The broadcast went on as if nothing had happened. His fellow hosts laughed awkwardly and made an effort to continue, but the harm had already been done. In a matter of minutes, those words were filmed, transmitted to homes all over the nation, and circulated on social media.
After everything that happened on Thursday night, did you wake up feeling a little differently yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I just realized that I don't want that moment to happen again, like on court for sure. And yeah, I'm not someone who, like, I don't want to show, like, I guess, weakness in moments, but after the match, I was thinking, like, maybe it's not a weakness, it's just showing the things that happen in my head and not keeping it inside to the point where I can't play.
Fans who were watching in real time started filming their screens right away. Twitter blew out. People were incensed as clips of the segment appeared everywhere in less than an hour. Not just Coco supporters, but tennis enthusiasts in general, sports reporters, and even casual viewers who could sense something was seriously inappropriate. This commentary wasn't difficult. An athlete wasn't being held responsible in this way. A young black woman who had already established herself on the biggest tennis stages was the target of this hit job. However, Coco remained silent while the internet was going crazy. No emotional post, no prompt reply, nothing. And that quiet was deliberate. You must comprehend Coco Gauff's true identity in order to comprehend why this case is so significant. This isn't simply another tennis player whining about negative publicity. Since she was 15 years old, this person has been burdened with expectations. In 2019, Coco made waves at Wimbledon by defeating Venus Williams in the opening round. At the age of 15, she defeated a tennis icon on one of the sport's largest platforms. The world was unable to look away after that. She became the youngest player in the modern era to earn a spot at Wimbledon. All of a sudden, everyone had an opinion regarding her future. She had already won a Grand Slam by the age of 20, achieved a ranking in the top 10, and developed a brand that other athletes work for decades to build. Nike New Balance has millions of fans and significant endorsements. Her visage appears on billboards and magazine covers in addition to tennis courts. She is a businesswoman in addition to an athlete. And this is why the Fox scenario is so harmful. Coco's currency is her reputation. When a significant network query, they are not merely disparaging her, regardless of whether her accomplishment is genuine. They are endangering her means of subsistence. Legitimacy is paid for by sponsors. Authenticity is supported by fans. Contracts, prospects, and her entire career are all impacted when someone with a microphone implies that everything is contrived. Criticism is nothing new to Coco. Too much pressure, too young, and too sentimental. She's heard it all, and she typically handles it with amazing poise. She maintains her focus, lets her game speak for itself, and continues to win. Why, therefore, did this time hit differently? As her performance had nothing to do with this. Her right to be where she is and her character were being attacked. Millions of individuals formed their opinions based on what so-called experts told them on national television. Coco came to a critical realization. Silence was no longer a sign of strength. She wasn't going to give people permission to determine her story. Everything went crazy as soon as those videos appeared on social media. Hashtags like Respect the Game and Defend Coco began to trend globally in a matter of minutes. Not only were fans angry, they were furious. Here's what, however, made this unique. Other athletes began to voice their opinions. A supportive message was posted by Serena Williams. The remarks were deemed shameful by Naomi Osaka. Coco's moment became a movement as several WTA players related their own experiences of being treated disrespectfully by sports media. When athletes openly support one another in this manner, it indicates that a significant incident has occurred, because players remain impartial for the most part. However, this was so blatantly wrong that remaining silent felt like complicity. It was aptly captured in one widely shared tweet. Imagine being a 20-year-old champion who still needs to demonstrate your worth. Female athletes have to deal with that on a daily basis. Hundreds of thousands of people retweeted it. Think pieces were written by prominent sports journalists. On air, ESPN pundits criticized Fox. Fox was accused by rival networks of putting shock value ahead of journalism. And Coco had yet to utter a word during all of this turmoil. No Instagram stories, no tweets, nothing. People began to conjecture. Was she all right? Was she not paying attention? No one was aware. However, they were unaware that Coco was speaking up. She was constructing a case. The moment that altered everything then arrived. A $50 million lawsuit was launched by Coco Gauff's legal team against the host and Fox Sports. $50 million, a full-fledged legal war, not a cease and desist or an apology. 3 significant allegations were made against Fox in the complaint. Defamation comes first. The claims were untrue and meant to cause harm. Emotional discomfort comes in second. It wasn't a critical tone. It was humiliation in public. Third, damage in the workplace. Fox directly jeopardized her sponsorships and future prospects by casting doubt on her credibility. Legal experts began examining the issue right away, and the majority of them expressed similar opinions. Coco makes a compelling case. It was broken down by one civil lawyer. You've entered risky legal area when you disparage someone's professional reputation on a significant platform and that reputation is linked to their income. The $50 million figure wasn't chosen at random. Her brand value, present endorsements, and prospective future profits were all calculated by Coco's team. The goal of the litigation was not to become wealthy. Sending a message with a price tag that no one could ignore was the goal. Because everything was captured on camera, Fox's legal staff saw right once that they were in trouble. Every tone and every syllable. Proof is crucial in defamation proceedings, and Coco had it all captured on camera. Coco was composed and straightforward when she eventually spoke in front of an audience. I've always let my game do the talking. False narratives don't only affect me when they are propagated. Every athlete who puts forth a lot of effort to reach their goals is disrespected by them. This is about justice, not celebrity, not rage, not shouting, simply the truth. It became considerably more potent as a result. The moment the lawsuit was dropped, Fox Sports went into full panic mode. A generic statement was published by their PR team. As an athlete, we admire Coco Gauff. The remarks were not meant to be personal assaults. They were merely opinions. Translation: we made a mistake, but don't take $50 million from us. It's too late. The host who had made the remarks remained utterly mute. Just radio silence, no tweets, no follow-up parts. The type that comes after a serious discussion with attorneys. The original video disappeared from Fox's website in a matter of hours. Fans had already saved it and reposted it everywhere, but editors removed it from archives and pretended it never happened. Fox's solicitors promptly attempted to reach a settlement behind closed doors. They desired to resolve things discreetly and in private. However, Coco's group showed little interest. Since it had nothing to do with money, they wanted this to happen in public. It has to do with responsibility. It was summarized up by one media lawyer. Fox did more than merely stray beyond the boundaries of criticism and defamation. They ran over it. Suddenly, the network that values critical commentary was unable to deal with the fallout. There is more to this lawsuit than merely Coco versus Fox. It's about something much more significant. Sports media has been able to treat athletes, particularly young women, as they are open to criticism for decades. And sportsmen were supposed to simply accept it, grin, and move on. However, Coco altered that plan. She sends a message to all sports networks by bringing this action. The previous regulations are no longer in effect. Performance criticism is acceptable, but character destruction cannot be done without repercussions, and the effects were felt right away. All over the nation, sports networks began discreetly reviewing their commentary guidelines. Memoranda for polite conversation were distributed by producers. When talking about young athletes, hosts become notably more cautious. "Everyone's scared of pulling a Fox moment," said one network source. When major sponsors realized what was going on, they intensified their efforts against Coco. Tech businesses, Nike, and New Balance all publicly commended her for speaking up. They saw no conflict. They observed leadership. Coco was no longer merely an athlete. She came to represent athletic empowerment. One of the largest media companies is being held responsible by a 20-year-old lady. The majority of athletes would have left it to PR firms. Coco put her name on a lawsuit that she filed. In a statement endorsing her right to defend her name, the WTA essentially told the media to cease acting in a bullying manner. The Fox host's description of Coco as overhyped was a lovely irony that made her stronger than before. She was a tennis champion before the case made her a worldwide celebrity. What is the current state of affairs? The litigation is still pending, and Fox is making every effort to resolve it amicably. However, Coco is not giving up. According to sources, her case is stronger than most people realize, and her legal team is making progress. The message is already very apparent. Even if this is settled out of court, athletes can no longer be treated the way they were in the 1990s. Not in the era of quick accountability and social media receipts. The fact that Coco refused to let this stop her makes this even more potent. She continued to attend competitions, win, and smile for her supporters. Every triumph served as a reminder that someone founded on self-control and self-assurance cannot be destroyed. The way sports media functions is already changing as a result of this litigation. Before becoming personal, commentators are considering their options twice. Athletes everywhere are watching, realizing they have more influence than they previously believed, while networks are shielding themselves from blame. Coco Gauff did more than merely uphold the law. She sent a message to all hosts who believe that young athletes are simple pickings. To every network that puts shock value ahead of decency, the athlete of today is not helpless. She is astute, and fearless in defending her value. And that's what distinguishes legends from stars. What do you think, then? Was Coco correct to file a $50 million lawsuit, or should she have given up? Leave a comment with your ideas. Additionally, if you believe that athletes should be respected, please hit the like button, subscribe, and enable notifications because this story is far from